unfortunately, with that kind of list of people that have been organized. And I started calling people in Europe. And this is how I talked to Peter 2 weeks ago, and he invited me to join the meeting. And I have been targeted now for quite a long time. I have been gradually starting reading about, because in the beginning I wasn't sure, people think it's mental health or something, and I thought the same. But gradually I realized, with my psychologist and my psychiatrist that something else may be going on, and searching, I find out about targeted individuals and read about things on the internet, and I realized that I had all the symptoms. And then after that I had the realization, that was about 6-7 years ago. The problem started more than 10 years ago, but as I said initially, I thought it was mental health, and I was doing what mental health therapists usually do, psychotherapy, meditation. And then when I realized what was going on, the Voice to Skull started. So now for about 6 years, and so they are making things, as I progress with what's going on, they are making things even more difficult for me. Now for the past year, I have been reading books about it from abroad, like the Robert Danton books, John Hall, Ole Mavis, and other people that have written books about their experience or what's going on. And also the YouTube channel of Dr. Catherine Horton. So I have been getting more education about what to do, and shielding, and, not many things, as much as I can, get and understand. And they make it even worse for me. And they know I have been trying to see if ever other people, I know that other people in Greece have a problem, but I haven't been able to connect with them because they have started hacking my computer and my mobile, and I believe even my landline. I also believe I have a problem with electricity at home. What other people have said, like electromagnetic mind control in the home, and I guess, to talk to my provider. These are realizations I have had recently, as I was reading about, what's actually going on. Even though when the V2K started, I realized it wasn't a mental health schizophrenia, because I was already seeing psychiatrists and realizing what they do. So I'm still kind of reading books of people, and the good thing, I am trying to find out, I know 2 people from the Facebook, other 2 Greeks that have the same problem, but we haven't, we more or less know the same things, and we have the same things happening to us. We don't know of any collectivity or union in Greece to exist, but there might be, and if your internet is blocked, they might be hiding it from our browsers. And I have spoken to lawyers, and here in the middle, how can I say, the average lawyer and average doctor are not aware of this going on. They think, oh, are you sure? This is it. And I'm, because I get this education now from the books that I have bought from the United States mainly, and some others, I have started informing my friends, relatives, all of that, and my lawyer hopefully soon, because I found out in one of the websites some international laws that may be able to help me, and how to collect some kind of evidence. And so gradually I wanted to kind of start informing people about it as I understand it better, and see what I can do to maybe press legal charges. And they make it even worse for me. Now I get a lot of attacks with microwave weapons. I have cooking and burning and all of that. And when I'm outside the home, a lot of gun stalking. And I have gone to the police to report some of the incidents. They break into my home. So they, as much as I try to react to it, they put more pressure on me. So things are a bit, and to my parents, to my family started, and not only me.
Okay.
So,
but you are now in the UK.
Now I am. What happens is that I have already contacted when the academic year, because I am a university lecturer, and actually in sociology and criminology, and I was hoping, to write my own book, do this topic as a postdoctoral thesis, which is good because this way it's not just a book of an account of a specific case, or it's like this way it will be academic work which puts the problem into the scope of criminology, which is science of crime, and gives it more credibility, so they won't be able to say, oh, it's a conspiracy theory, or oh, it's schizophrenic. Now after some other people that have written books about it, like Richard Lighthouse, like Robert Duncan, like Dr. Horton, and all of them, and also this Australian professor, Dr. Sheridan. It's gradually going into academia, which is nice, because this way we can inform the academics and the students and their families, the people that don't know.
Bessie, Catherine Jeffard.
Hello? Hello?
I can hear you.
To get the information, and this way I can convince people in Greece that this is actually a serious problem, and it's not a health problem or a conspiracy theory. It's actually real crime that needs laws and their response from the criminal justice system here in Greece. I have spoken to my local police, and they told me, they reported what they could, but like here and there, abuse on the street, like harassment on the street, and also break-ins, and what they could. And they told me go to Central Police Office of Athens to say, they are giving me threats, and kind of make a more thorough account of what's happening to you, so they can inform a DA to start your case and what you have. Because after they started attacking me with the weapons, I have some evidence of tests that I have had, that my brain has some sort of problem, and where the burns and cooking is on my body, and all of that. So I need to see the specialist. If the DA takes up the case, they will send me to see a specialist doctor to get more evidence from my body that I have been attacked with weapons. And so I have to collect, and also, the electronic hacking of my computer and phone and all of that. They even steal the post I received, the post they send you, like your, not the email, on your address at home. They even steal the post, they are, after I kind of realize and I react to it, they become really violent, and I'm a bit worried that they might escalate the violence. I am now, I have approached a professor in Greece, criminologist, to take it up as a director of the postdoctoral thesis. I have sent, some emails to him, but they hacked me, so I went to his place to speak to him, and now I'm in the university where I studied in London to collect some material, what I can find from the UK, which is a bit, things I think are a bit more developed here about this topic, and I can maybe meet some people in person, or find some articles or something, as alumni of the university, maybe the professors here can help me collect materials and see what I can do about writing the thesis. And so I will stay for a couple of years, a couple of weeks here, and then going back to Greece to, I guess, officially start my new book and my case with authorities to see what I can do. So, but still, I have questions for people that might know if they can have any advice.
Well, maybe Joanna, maybe I should say that. Okay, so you are now on a meeting.
Yeah.
With the
I can only see you. I'm sure other people are here, but
you cannot see I can see other people.
Yeah, I cannot see anyone except from me and you, but maybe there are. Let's see.
You have to change the view. You have to change the view. There is a different view.
Yeah, I have a different view. You're right.
Gallery view.
Yeah.
So
you're right.
the people on this meeting, they are from organizations from Europe, the Netherlands. You have Harold from Germany, Wojmir from Czech, Mikael from Sweden. You have someone from France, from Belgium, Japan. I also think there was someone. I don't know if this guy from Brazil also is here.
There are two guys from Brazil, as I see. As far as I see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. So what we do, we have a meeting once every 2 weeks, and then we try to discuss and we get ideas of what we can do to expose this problem and to get it out in the open. So you are from Greece. We do not have a contact in Greece, so that's why I invited you.
Yeah, I can be the contact, and as I said, I'm trying to resolve the problems with the hackers with my browsers. I know two people from Facebook. I tried to contact Dr. Robert Duncan. He accepted my call as a friend in Facebook, and when he did that, they just shut down my Facebook page.
Yeah, but okay, so you can contact.
So that I couldn't speak to him.
Yeah. But this group of people, we try to do the things we discuss here. Someone has this idea, another person has that idea.
Yeah, I can.
See if we can do that also in other countries. So that's why we have these meetings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So thank you for the invitation. If there's a person from Brazil, maybe that person can introduce himself also. I don't know.
Excuse me, are you hearing me?
Yes, I hear you.
Excuse me, guys. I'm from Brazil. I don't speak English very well, okay? But I would like to say some words in English. My name is Vinicius Rodrigues. I'm here with Mr. Francis, who is the president of Brazilian TIs Association. So I'm here representing the Brazilian TIs Association. And I would like to say, let's go to work together. Okay, we need to communicate each other. We need to work hard to work together by the United Nations. Okay, I don't speak English very well, but we need to communication. We need to communicate each other. So let's communicate by email, by WhatsApp, I don't know, but it's very necessary we to communicate each other, and we need to work hard together. Okay, we need to stay together all the time. So let's to work together, and maybe one day we will to create an international TI federation. Okay, and work at the United Nations. Okay, thank you so much for this great opportunity, and let's go. Let's do it. Let's work together. Thank you so much.
I didn't know that there is an association in Brazil. Is it? How long does it exist? Since when?
So we are working since 2 years ago, but we are official since last September. Okay.
Okay. Well, we got a new guest, Wilu or something. Can you introduce yourself? There is somebody new. Wilu, is that the right name? Can you say something? Wilu?
Oui.
Was he or she? Does anybody know her?
I don't know.
Because if you don't say something,
Jacqueline, I don't know.
we have to kick you out, unfortunately, because everybody, we're talking here together, and if you don't say anything or don't want to introduce yourself, you have to go again.
Maybe the person is talking, but the audio is off. I see it on the screen.
Yeah, that's a question.
Okay, Lou, you want to say something, or otherwise we say goodbye to you?
All right. Something to the chat if you cannot talk. Find the chat button.
Well, maybe stalker, not a new stalker. Nice try. If you don't say something, doesn't want to write, we have to kick it out.
It's
Okay.
a man or a woman?
What?
It's a man or a woman?
I don't know. He doesn't say anything, or
Strange, you know.
it doesn't say. Okay, bye bye.
It's strange.
Have a nice weekend, Willow. So
Yeah, I guess we should start talking about how it went with emails or with alternative media.
yes, are there new experiences with these emails? I must confess, I didn't write in the last 3 weeks. There was no time because I was very busy writing articles for my website and also my daily work that I do. But I promise I will do it in the next day. I'm very sure. It was really every time I tried to send these emails, there was something different, and I had no time. But I think I can do it in the next days. Yeah.
I also did not send any emails. Yeah, I had this meeting last week. It was a very good meeting. 18 to 20 people, and
20 people?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
There were a few that did not come, but it was a very, very nice meeting. So I followed this up. I don't know if I told you that beginning of this year, I sent a letter to the chief of police in the Netherlands about stopping attacks and torture with directed energy weapons. And the letter is on my website. I also translated it into English. And now I did not get any reply. I sent it twice, and I filed a complaint. So now I'm going to send a letter to the Minister of Justice, because that's the boss of the police. And I do this with a number of TIs want to co-sign this letter. So, well, of course, I will not expose their full details, but that's nice. So I will send this letter next week. So this is very specific about attacks and torture with directed energy weapons. So I have no time to do other emails, unfortunately.
I managed to publish this our open letter on global research, but it didn't spread any place further. It's just strange because sometimes before many articles are reprinted in different countries of the world. This time it's just limited to global research and not going any place else.
Maybe for the people who are new, Mojmir Babacek, that's the man with the, well, he just talked. So he wrote an open letter to the governments and parliaments of the world, requesting them to implement laws against manipulation of the human brain and body. Yeah. So what we did, we translated this letter into different languages and sent it to our parliaments and the governments. Yeah. So that is what we were talking about now. And we already started this action, I think, 3 months ago, 2-3 months ago. Yeah, so we're still sending. So if you want to participate, you can just look at the letter. It can be found on our websites. And then you can make a translation and also send it to your parliaments and governments. Yeah, and it is co-signed by all the organizations present here, and a few more. So maybe that's a good start for you to proceed with this.
I wanted to add something regarding Moimir. Not only internationally, like Moimir mentioned, global research, but also inside of our country, Czech Republic, there was lately about 20, if I'm not wrong, Moimir, correct me, 20.
I sent the open letter to 20 alternative medias, and finally, yesterday there was one publication. It is not usual. Usually, when I wrote such letters in the Czech Republic, out of 20 alternative media, about 10 would publish it. This time, it's so far only one. I don't know. Maybe the
success. It's success, in my opinion. It's usual. If you write to 20 addresses, so at least one publishes it. Yes,
there was like more publications. This time is only one.
We sent this letter. We do not get much response. I got one response from a member of parliament in the Netherlands. I sent this to Moimir. So this person said, I am not aware that there are any technologies that are affecting our brains, so I'm not going to do anything with it. But still, it's good to send it. You can send it by email, it does not cost you anything. And at least then we keep a list of email addresses. You can send, when you send this to your members of parliament or to the government or whatever, and you can send these email addresses to Harald, and Harald will put him on his website, and there's a whole list of all addresses where we send it to, so they never can say they don't know.
Do you plan to try to send this open letter to alternative media in your countries, or Harald, you will, or Peter, or
What?
If you will send this open letter to propose it to alternative media in your countries.
Yeah, but I'm still sending it to mainstream organizations. There's still a lot where I can send it to, probably in all countries.
Yeah, it's worth try for sure.
Because if you send it to alternative media, then many people will know then. That's good, but
so perhaps we could send it through Facebook or Twitter too, just to try to disseminate it in some way.
Yeah, that can be a good idea. On Facebook, ask people to do it. Okay.
Can I say if my email address can be added so I can participate in all meetings that I can participate in?
Sorry, can you repeat?
I mean that now that you have my email address, will I be invited every time we have a meeting? I would like to be here and, discuss and say what I can, learn and say, give back to you what I know and everything. So would that be possible?
I think so,
yeah.
Yeah, you can write it in the chat, your email address, and then we put it in the to our address list.
Let's work.
Nice website, by the way. A lot of moving there. The Portuguese website. A lot of moving things.
So how many victims do you think there are in Brazil?
Well, I don't know. We have a lot of victims, for sure. But the problem here is the organization. People here are not organized. And this is the problem. So since 2 years ago, some people like me are working to organize the Brazilian TIs. So since September, we got and create an official Brazilian association with a number at the Brazilian government. So now we are an official association and we create our website. Okay, but the problem here is the organization. Okay,
September this year in 2022.
Yeah, last
September.
And so we are working with Viatec from Spain. Because they speak Spanish and we speak Portuguese, so there is no difference. We can communicate without problem. Okay, so the Viatec from Spain is present us to Europe and another associations around the world. Okay, I don't understand you very well, but I can try. Okay, what about our website? Do you like it?
Yeah, I like it. I looked at it. You saw it now, Harold. It's okay, yeah?
Yeah, it's a nice website. Yeah, it's a nice website, I think. Yeah. But unfortunately, I cannot understand any word because I don't speak Portuguese. But from the visual, it's very nice. It's well done.
But usually we can to try and to translate to English.
Oh, I think that would take too much time now. It's not necessary to translate the whole website because I can translate it myself. There are some tools to translate online.
Okay.
I could do that, yeah.
So, Joanna, do you want to start some kind of initiative also in Greece?
As I said, initially I want to see if this topic as, electronic harassment and targeted individuals, I think I would start with this kind of title. Would be the name of the postdoctoral thesis, except I expect to see if it will be accepted formally from the university and from the criminologist professor. I have officially applied to if he is interested to be the director of studies, so I can start bringing this topic into academia and discuss it within, present it in conferences, have the students write the journal articles and all of that. I think this will give it a more formal. First of all, people don't really know a lot of things about this in Greece, so it will draw publicity and some kind of official status, meaning that they won't be able to call it mental health or conspiracy theory anymore. And the greatest thing is that now from the United States, we have this work about the technology. They have published what the technology is that causes this problem, and has been published online to medical and engineering and all of that journals, which is evidence that we can use to write more scientific work and convince people that this is a real problem, a real crime. So this is my initial effort. And from there on, of course, I'd like to see, how can I meet more the targeted community in Greece. I know just 2 people and me 3, and another couple of people that had to leave the country just to maybe get away from it. So, but I'm sure there are more, and I expect to find them in the mental health treatment centers because, as I say, they do not initially know what's going on. And I hope with my psychiatrist to the next conference of the psychiatrists in Greece to discuss this topic, present it to them, and see if we can find the target within the mental health sector to kind of get to know each other, realize the problem, maybe establish a union and see what we can do, write to the maybe Ministry of Justice, and all of that. And if I have progressed with the thesis, I will have all the kind of scientific evidence to back up a letter to request special legislation. Also, there is some sort of EU legislation, as I think I know, about experimentation on people and about new weapons and experimenting on people, something like this, and about participation in research projects without your informed consent. So there are some kind of things that we can use from EU laws. And I was speaking to some Canadian union in Toronto, one girl, and she told me, here in Canada, we also use, when we approach the criminal justice system, we use laws like physical violence, kidnapping, and, threats and all of that, the kind of bodily harm. So this is something, about violence that we are maybe able to utilize, and even more, maybe because I suspect, and what I have read about other people's account online and some books that refer to specific cases, a lot of them are women, so maybe in women's unions I can find some targeted people as well. So I think, the mental health, women's unions within the university that I can speak to about my thesis and about the topic, gradually to be able to see who's out there, and we can maybe create an organization in Greece, if ever there isn't already one, because, as I say, I'm still, they have hackers on my computer and mobile. I have VPN on at the moment. I wanted to ask, do you usually use Tor browser on the meeting? Because I have a normal browser and just a VPN on at the moment. Do you usually, do I need to download Tor to be more secure? What do you think for future meetings?
No, well, we use Zoom, You cannot use Zoom via Tor browser.
I don't know. I don't know. I just heard that it's maybe safer, but I have no idea, to tell you the truth. I'm just asking. Because it's my first meeting with the targeted community. I also wanted to ask, so not Tor browser, what about, we usually have, because they kind of listen to our thoughts, they usually have, they can steal your passwords, your bank account, and your emails. Has anyone had any kind of remedy about this?
Well, I mean, you are here with the people who have started organizations in their country. Mm-hmm. So you can assume that the secret intelligence agencies don't like us very much. Yeah,
I can imagine.
So everything we do, they listen to it, they intercept our communications, they do everything. So there's no, you can try to hide it, but it's useless. Yeah.
There's no way you cannot hide.
You cannot hide it.
You can use VPN, but they can break down your connection every time they want. They can hack your computer every time they want. They have all the passwords, everything. You cannot hide. They can manipulate. For example, today I tried to log into my hard disk where I usually have my Zoom software. It's another hard disk, and I just couldn't log in, and I dropped down and started again 3 times, and I couldn't get in this hard disk, and then I changed the hard disk, and now it works with another hard disk, but I didn't want to use this one. I wanted to use the other one, and there was no coming in, so they can manipulate everything what they want. Everything what is on a computer can be manipulated. Yeah.
You read about on the internet. You read all these messages about that the leaks in Android have been repaired, and leaks in Windows have been repaired. But there is continuous. These are not leaks. These are backdoors, often built in by these intelligence agencies. And there are so many backdoors in all the software. They can get in and do what they want. And so,
can I ask you, because so it's the intelligence agencies who are behind it, and the army, like the NATO army, all the countries. that develop the weapons.
Well, the armies are usually protecting the borders. So if a phone call, for example, goes over the border, then it's intercepted by the military. And inside the country, you have just what they call in America Homeland Security, the National Intelligence Agencies. They intercept this. Yeah, they of course still have the NSA. Yeah, who's tapping everything you do, every move we make. Yeah, Google, Apple, all this information is going back to the US, from the US to Israel, etc., back to your country. Because that's still the Patriot Act. The Patriot Act was signed after 9/11, and it is renewed every 4 years. And it gives the US government the right to tap into any information system they want. And so, for example, they can go to Apple and say, we want to tap in your system, and Apple is not allowed to say anything about this to the outside world. So everything is monitored, everything. So if you want to hide something, try it.
I've got a question to you, Anna. You said that the UN did release some information about the technology. What did you mind?
No, I didn't say the UN. The USA professors, like Richard Lighthouse, has written some books about how this technology works.
Okay.
Which is, because a lot of people don't believe that, B2K is actually a reality, and they think it's mental health. Which means that because these books exist, we can now prove that there is technology, and this is a real weapon that can transmit voices and thoughts and all of that to the people's minds. And also there's also Professor Michio Kaku, who is a very distinguished professor in the US, who has quite a few talks on YouTube on Big Think channel. And he speaks about synthetic telepathy, that the human brain and body have been hacked, about radio signals that can be stuff into your mind and visions and all of that. So there are distinguished people in academia that give this evidence that what I say is a reality because science says so.
Yeah, but
like maybe 15 years ago, we didn't have that. Before 2010, I don't think there were many things. I don't think there were many things that we could use to back up our case. But now there are, and which is good. And I haven't been able to purchase just a few things from Amazon, which are good. And because I have a family in Canada, which are next to the United States, they have access to more things to buy, relevant things that I can utilize for my thesis to try to convince people that this is a real problem. And I am really happy that I'm finding evidence, which is good because I want to start a publicity campaign here in Greece, and so that people will believe, because they keep us really misinformed about things. And I wanted to ask also, when they speak to you through voice to skull, is it agents from the secret services that do that? Or is it army people? Or is it the police? Or is it special contractors? Or is it spies from your neighborhood that are paid to do this to you? I have no idea how it works.
Never know who's. It's very obvious that it's either the secret services or the military. In my opinion, it's not the neighbors, or it's not the mafia, as some believe, or someone else, or someone who hates you because and they do it because they hate you. I think it's a kind of research technology research and artificial intelligence, and in some cases, in some small cases, it's like the Stasi Zersetzungsprogramm. They do it to get people out of society, get people out of their way, people who are maybe a danger for them in some case, maybe some political people or whistleblowers or stuff like that. Yeah, in some cases, but I think in the most cases it's the kind of research, brain research, weapon technology research, stuff like that.
Yeah, these are, I don't know if you know the project, the Human Brain Project and the Brain Initiative. Yeah. These are, you should look these up. Human Brain Project and Brain Initiative. Brain Initiative is from the US. It was established under Obama. The Human Brain Project is in Europe. I think it was started somewhere 2007 or 8. And from these institutions who do research, they work closely together with military and NATO, and they do all these kinds of tests on people. Of course, nobody consents. So that's one thing. That's mostly neurotechnology, but also weapons technology, like the directed energy weapon, shooting people with laser weapons and microwave weapons. That's also military, NATO. They shoot you from the sky, whatever. They shoot you from vans, from houses.
From the cell phone towers,
maybe from the cell phone towers.
Mobile phone towers.
Yeah, mobile phone towers.
There are patents how to use a phased array antenna as a weapon, and every cell phone tower, every cell phone antenna is a phased array antenna. This can be as a radio frequency or microwave weapon.
The human body is extremely vulnerable to electromagnetic energy. And they have found this out, and they are testing this on people. And so what people get, the treatment people get, can be that they are mind controlled, because that's the ultimate goal. Yeah? To mind control everyone, to put you in a world they created. But in the meantime, they're also using this directed energy weapons to just eliminate people, get them out of the way. That's very easy. You just blast microwave energy or laser at a person, and you will run away because it's horrible. The only thing that changed the last few years is, in fact, the Havana syndrome. It became mainstream news in the mainstream media. Yeah, these are the diplomats from Cuba and then all over the world. So that's really something that changed, and that's why I sent this letter to the police, and I could file a police report, and now I'm going to send a letter to the Minister of Justice. I refer to this Havana syndrome, everything that has been said about it by experts. But in the meantime, if you look, for example, Wikipedia, electronic harassment, there you will read that persons who complain about that they are being irradiated with these weapons are mentally ill. Yeah? Because intelligence agencies also infiltrate everything. So also they have this psychiatrists working for them, doctors working for them, psychologists working for them. So on this Wikipedia, you will find research projects from these so-called psychologues and psychiatrists, and they just say that people who complain about this are mentally ill. It's still on these pages. Yeah.
So, what else I wanted to ask? Does anyone know any way to stop the attacks from the weapons or the V2K, some kind of block or shield? Or what I have found is the aluminium foil, just to kind of, if you wrap it around a little bit, it kind of helps a bit. Recently I have seen about some kind of RFI things called RFI block to kind of put into your plugs, and maybe they can
I think
interfere with the V2K and kind of block it.
Yeah, I think about this protection. I think you just search the internet. There are so many good sites that have information about this. Yeah, you can find a lot, and every frequency needs its own kind of protection. You can block a laser with a mirror. Yeah. You can block a microwave with lead or gold. Yeah. But for your brain, depends on the frequency. You can have new metal, or you can experiment with tinfoil. But all this information is on the internet, so I don't think it's really time to talk about this here.
I've never met somebody who managed to block everything. Maybe you can block a little bit, maybe 30%, or maybe a little bit more, maybe 40 if you are lucky. But there still will be attacks, and you cannot block everything. Yeah, they also can change the frequency and change the beam, and then your stuff will not work anymore. Your shielding will not work anymore. Yeah, and shielding is not cheap, because all these materials, most of it is done with metal, or everything is done with metal, different kinds of metal. Also, copper works, or aluminium works, or and if you go to the websites that sell these Faraday cages, you will see that there are different kinds of Faraday cages done with different kinds of metal, like the mu metal, or mu. In German we say mu metal is also a part to reduce the magnetic part of the beam of the energy. There is an electric part of the frequency and a magnetic part of the frequency. You block the magnetic part of the frequency with mu metal. Yeah, but all this stuff is very expensive. You have to order it from somewhere. It's not cheap, and if you want to shield a whole room, I think you need at least 10,000 euros, if not more. I think it's more, because all these metals are very expensive, and the thicker you buy it, the more expensive it is. Yeah.
Yes, they usually strengthen, intensify this microwave attack, or other, not only microwave attack. Or change the frequency, like Harold mentioned, and somebody showed us the wave, or this
Q-wave defender, Q-wave defender.
Yes, it was.
It's what? Q-wave defender.
It doesn't work. Unfortunately, it was in 2016. It was. I guess 2016, or 15, I am not sure. It was bought as one of the first person in Europe by this Sweden activist.
Magnus Olsen and Henning. They also had this video about it, and they said, okay, it helps, it's good, and so on.
Yes, White TV showed this video about that, and it worked about a week, I guess, or sometime it worked, really. Magnus was happy. He was one of the most active person in our case, and so after a week or two, they figured out how to strengthen, how to renew these attacks, the torture. So it's really difficult, very difficult to find something that could protect us.
Many people try since many years to find something, but nobody found something who helped him get out of Voice to Skull or something.
I wanted to say that in my experience, as I approach people in the authorities, mainly the police, local police, I realized that there is a lot of either mind-controlled people in the authorities so they can get away with it and violate our rights and the laws, and so that, they block you to report the crimes to the police. And, the actual people that work there do not realize what's happening. And this is my experience, that they mind control a lot of people, and they are not aware that they're being mind controlled, so that because they can do it, they can get away with it. And in Greece, there seems to be some, we would say, at the moment, after the crisis, lack of democracy. And so we have a lot of different human rights violations. One of them is this type of criminality. And I really feel that a lot of people are targeted. Most of them don't know it. And my observations is that it has been going on in my country for a long time. Many different projects. Many different projects like MK Ultra, I think even from the 70s and the 80s, implemented in Athens. And as I know, and read about them, I look into my own experience growing up and the neighborhood and, my school friends and my family and my relatives. And I find out that some people that died from physical causes, I think, were actually guinea pig and just died from the experimentation. And I was appalled and shocked and all of that. And, to realize that this was going on since I was at least 15 years old, and now I'm 45, which is 30 years. And to know at least 20 people that probably died because of this, and they thought they just died of a heart attack or whatever, and a lot of them were below 50. I am a bit worried, about my own case and my own family, but I think I cannot really say I will shut down and don't say anything, because in Greece people don't know. And I started speaking to my cousins, in my family and my sister, and they don't really believe it. They believe me that I know what I'm talking about. They find it strange, but they don't really see the big picture and the full thing that can happen to a person if you're attacked. That you can get cancer, Parkinson's, and serious disease and die from this. They kind of think, maybe it's a bit, okay, sure, this is a problem, but maybe you're a bit too worried and stressed about it, and you are kind of magnifying it and think, okay, we lost 10 people in the family and at least 5 were experimentation targets. And from my knowledge, now that I have read as much as I have, and because it's happening to me and I know what's going on, I know that I can understand it better, and I'm probably right. And there's, I do not know what to do, because these people died because of this, and they deserve justice. Yeah. Like I do in my
if I may interrupt, I think you still need to read a lot more. Yeah.
I do. I'm sure I do.
Because you talk about many things, and we know all about this. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But
this is happening in all countries of the world, mainly Western countries probably, but in all countries there are experimentation programs going on. People are being eliminated by intelligence agencies. That's the way it goes. It's just the internet. Yeah, because of the internet, you are here, I am here, Harold is there. Yeah, we can communicate with each other, but before that time, everything was also going on. Yeah. And you can talk to other people, but please first read a few weeks more. Yeah, and you cannot talk to everybody about this. Yeah, because they will say you're crazy. Yeah. Because you have been programmed. All the people have been programmed since birth. Yeah, that we live in a democracy. That we live in that there's justice in the country. Yeah, it's an illusion.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely. Yeah. Did you see that interview or that podcast with Robert Duncan and Len Baer?
No, where can I find it?
Oh, it's really a good podcast. You saw it, Peter?
Yeah. I also contacted Lambert.
Really? Okay.
Because he went to the same doctor as these Cuban diplomats.
Yes.
And he had brain scans. This Dr. Hoffer. I told you last time, I think. Yeah. He had brain scans. The brain scans with him, they were identical. Same kind of damage was done. That also this doctor found with these diplomats. So, but he went to the FBI. He said, "Look, I have the same problem." And the FBI said, "No, sorry." Yeah. So, for people who still don't understand this is a crazy situation in the US because Biden signed a law to help the diplomats of the US, official law, but this law does not include people who complain about this, citizens.
No, it's just for diplomats. It's a law for diplomats. Yeah. Lucky enough to be a diplomat, and maybe your chances are not so bad to get some money from the US, from the state. But unfortunately, most of the 10,000s of TIs are not diplomats in the world.
How can I find the podcast?
It's in the chat. I did put the link in the chat. But
let me see. Yeah, because I didn't see. Oh, sorry.
But you can also search for Concrete Podcast on YouTube. Concrete Podcast.
Concrete
Podcast with C. Concrete Podcast, and then you will find it. Okay, there's a new guest coming in now. DM. Does anybody know him? DM. Margaret, you are also. Do you want to introduce yourself or to say something?
Okay, thank you very much.
One moment. Let's say hello to DM. Hello, DM. Could you say something?
The DM is connecting only, so we must wait. We must wait a bit. Connecting to audio.
Oh, because I see him inside.
In the meantime, Joanna, I would like to ask you, Mrs. Joanna, regarding, because you are from Greece, aren't you?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, but it's weak and with noise.
One moment. DM, can you introduce yourself or say something?
Okay, my name is Margaret.
No. DM, the guest whose name is DM. There is a guest here whose name is DM. He just came in, and we want to at least to hear who's behind or who is it. Can you say hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
No, Margaret, not you, Margaret. It's DM, the user DM.
User from
DM,
Denmark.
if you say something, we have to kick you out. So you can say something, activate your microphone and your video, or otherwise. This is not an open talk. So the people who come here at least have to say something.
Just heard that Hila, who was there before, someone wrote in the chat that he's from this article from Brazil. Yeah.
So DM, I will kick you out now. You don't say something, and you can also say something that. Okay, goodbye, bye. Well, they find us very interesting tonight, huh?
Excuse me.
Margaret, you wanted to introduce yourself.
Okay, so I'm from Brazil. I'm a historian. I start a documentation research center about the memories of the testimonies, the victims of this war. Here in Brazil, we have a lot of victims, and the main factor is that they suffer very, very much, and about sexual areas, like something like the psychopaths, person that attacking in the sexual area too much. They suffer, they don't know how to explain very well, they don't know how to answer to have a solution for this problem, and they are a very high number. So I decided trying to help them who are on stereo and can organize the documents about this oral inclusive police that know anything about that. The lawyers, and we try to give a site to organize.
Margaret, your sound, your connection is really, really bad, and I don't understand any of your words. Maybe you have some of these headsets or so. Maybe this could help, because we don't understand you. It's too bad. Don't understand. Did anybody understand something?
No, just a few words.
Okay.
Or talk louder, maybe. Try.
Yeah, but there is all these back sounds, this bad sound and back.
Excuse me.
Article on you and on the trying to get the government to make the legislation against such attacks. Vinicius, did Margaret publish any articles asking the government to provide legislation that would ban use of mind control technologies?
Okay, in Brazil, we have now a project of law. It's just a project. It's not an official law, okay? It's a project. Since April to this year, okay? Since April, the Brazilian Parliament is studying a project about the brain rights, okay? But it's just only a project, okay? In South America, exists a country, Chile. Do you know Chile?
Yeah, we heard of it, of course. Yes.
Yeah. The Chile are studying about the brain rights. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the first country at Latino America studying about the brain rights. Okay, but in Brazil it's just a project of law. I don't know, because the projects runs at Parliament a lot of years. Okay, it depends a lot of things, but we are working, and we sent the open letter to a lot of Brazilian authorities. Okay, so now we are waiting for your answer. Okay, but we need to work hard, because Brazilian politicians are so bad. Okay, so bad.
Like everywhere. I think it's like everywhere.
Like
everywhere. Yes, exactly. Like everywhere.
It's the number one. It's the number one. The politicians here are just thieves. Okay.
And when you Vinicius, when you mentioned that Chile is the first country in Latin America, I don't think so. Only in Latin America, I think it's the first country in the world. They established, yes, they are the first country to establish this law, this legislation against this neurotechnology protection.
So far, it's only in the constitution. There is not real legislation like that would defend people or detect the attackers and so on. They don't have this. Do they have this in Chile? Like legislation that would protect people, really, that would try to establish teams that would find who is the attackers, where they are, what they are doing. This doesn't exist in Chile yet.
We don't have further information. Only a year ago, this parliament improvement, something like that. But there is no more information. In my opinion, probably somebody of you have more information. After that, it was a year ago or more regarding Chile.
Yes.
And from that time, there is no further info about that. How to, if they apply that, if they how to say, introduce, not introduce, but implement, yes. If they implement this law, we don't know.
You know, Vinicius, what they did
I
in
don't
Chile.
know. I think the law at Chile.
There is somebody coming in named Everton. Do you know somebody? His name is Everton. I don't know him. And a lot of new guests tonight, huh?
Nice, okay.
I only spoke to one of these churches from Brazil and
from Brazil. I think it's my friend from Brazilian Association, Everton. I think.
Hello, Everton. Can you introduce yourself or say something?
The microphone is off.
Probably he don't.
Can you say something, Everton? Introduce yourself, say hello, say something.
Your microphone is muted. You have to unmute it.
I think he don't speak English. Maybe he don't speak English.
Yeah, you can also speak in your language if you want.
Okay. Everton, 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 tell us something.
Okay, let me speak Portuguese. Some words. Excuse me. O Everton, se você estiver ouvindo aí, fala no chat, tá? Se não souber falar inglês, pode falar no chat aqui no tradutor, tá bom? I think he don't speak English, okay? But if necessary, he writes at the chat.
Okay.
Okay, so we sent this open letter. I think because of the Havana syndrome, I don't know if you did that. What's your name, Vinicius? You can use the Havana syndrome and write a letter to the head of police or write a letter to the Minister of Justice, and ask him questions like, look, this is happening, this happened, and the Havana syndrome, so these weapons exist, people are attacked, so we know of people who are being attacked, so what can these people do? Can you prosecute find the people who are attacking them? How can you help the people who are being attacked? Where can the people go to when they are attacked? How can people protect themselves when they are attacked these ways? These are normal questions you can ask.
Yeah.
The minister, or the head of police.
Well, yes, there are a lot of questions, but most part of the people don't believe this situation.
But I don't care about what most people think. Yeah, it's just you can refer to the Havana syndrome because all the information is there.
Yeah.
And the experts said people were attacked with pulsed microwave and laser weapons. Yeah. So I claim that I'm also attacked with pulsed microwave and laser weapons. So I go to the police and ask them, how can I protect myself? How can you help me? I had 5 or 6 questions. Yeah. I sent them to the head of police. No answer. Yeah. But these are valid questions, very valid questions. So now I'm going to send these questions to the Minister of Justice.
Yeah.
And if they don't answer, then we can go to human rights organizations. Say, look, we asked these questions. Yeah. We get no answers. Are you a human rights organization or what? Yeah. So we have to try this. this.
Yeah.
I know other people tried it as well, not without any success. So yeah, but we have to try it.
Vinicius, can you ask him if he in Brazil if he can say something? Otherwise, I have to kick him out because if he doesn't say something.
Margaret tried to call us, to talk us, but it was not possible. Very noise. The another guys don't speak English. Okay, so I'm just here, only me. Okay.
Yeah, but can you tell this guy Everton to say at least hello or something? Because we don't know if he's a real guy or he's maybe perp or something. Yeah, perpetrator.
Okay.
We don't know.
Okay, let me talk to him by the WhatsApp here. Okay. Because I think they don't speak English.
Ask him if this is your friend or if he's a stranger. We don't know. Yeah.
Okay, please a minute.
Well, maybe we can talk a little bit about this this demonstration in Belgium. We talked the last time. What would you say? Is somebody interested to organize something? Because I talked to my association about that, if we should do it or not, and everybody said, yeah, why not? We can do it.
How many people are there?
What?
How many people are in your organization?
Our association is not so big. We have 15 people, but we are very careful. We could have more, but we are very careful because we don't want to have perpetrators inside. So we think it's better to have a small association with the right people than a big association with perpetrators inside, and then at the end you get kicked out of your own association, like this that happened in the US some years before. With the pre-organization of PACTs, there was, maybe you remember, there was something like this, yeah. And then it's better, I prefer to have a small association with the right real TIs than a big, and I also don't want to have arguments all the time, so it has to, yeah. But it can grow, because we also had some cases who became members and then got got attacked very hard, and then they stepped back and said, no, since I'm a member of your association, I'm so hard attacked and I step back, and then I don't want to be attacked so hard. We had also this kind of people.
Margaret, we should have several hundred people to participate in the demonstration. If we would have some chance to succeed here. For several tens of people is not enough, in my opinion.
Yeah, but several hundreds is not, in my opinion, this will not happen, yeah. Maybe in 10 years or in 15 years, if we do it long enough, but not now, not in the beginning. I think if we can get 100 people, we can be glad there. But for me, it doesn't matter if there are 100 or 1,000 people. It's a start to do it, and it's a good place, I think, because it's the NATO headquarters. It's a good place, and why not? And also we can combine it with a conference. We can do 1 day demonstration and 1 day conference in Belgium, in Brussels or so. And I think the headquarters is in Brussels, huh? Isn't it?
Headquarters is in Brussels. Yeah, I don't know where exactly.
So we could rent a room in Brussels and do a conference on 1 day and 2 days. Yeah. But of course, we need the TI groups because we cannot. Everton. Hi. Hello. Good to see you.
My name is Everton.
Hello, Everton.
Hey.
Nice to see you. Yeah, I don't know if you want to do something or not. I don't want to do it alone on my own, because if we don't have to do it, because if we don't organize this, we will do something in Germany, but I think this will be much smaller. I think it's more important to do something together with all the other associations, and to be international. And I think this will get more attention if we do something like that than a small meeting in Germany. This is something you can do all the time. Yeah, you can do small meetings all the time, and then maybe you have 30, 40 people coming, and but this is nothing special. Yeah, this is what we can do every time. Yeah.
Journalists to report about it. If there are only a few tens of people, I don't think the journalists will report.
What? I didn't understand.
The journalists have to report about the event if there is a demonstration.
No. Well, but we don't know if the journalists report if there are thousands of people. You never know. If they report then, you don't know. They didn't report.
I think this is a very good idea how to do this. Yeah, I like it. I think it also depends if we do a conference and if there is going to be someone very popular in the community, very one interesting, because that attracts a lot of people coming.
Yeah, we need some good people to have lectures, maybe some very well-known people or so. Like James Giordano or someone. Yeah. Nick Cage was very known, or is still very known in the scene. Yeah, but out of our scene, maybe not so many people know him. Yeah, I didn't know him before.
Yeah, but he attracted a lot of people from all over the world, in fact. So,
yeah.
I don't know Nick Baggage, let's think about some names then. That's good homework to do for the next time.
Well, we should make a list and think about who we could invite to that. Yeah.
But we shouldn't break this open letter action before using all the activity we could do.
Hello, Roy. Hi. Nice to see you.
So you're sorry I'm late.
Doesn't matter. We are still here.
No, I thought it was 9 o'clock English time. Sorry about that.
No, it's not. It's 8 o'clock in Germany. This is 7 o'clock in England. Yeah, it's. You are always 1 hour before, 1 hour earlier. 8.
Yeah, but it's 25 past 8 in England now, Harold.
In England, yeah, but in Germany it's 1 hour. 1 hour.
Yeah, but I thought you started at 8 o'clock Central European time.
What?
It says 8 o'clock Central European time.
Yeah, but England is not Central European time, isn't it? No. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry to have butted in. Nice to see everybody.
Yeah, we are just talking about planning a demonstration in Brussels next year, and we talk about activities, what we can do. We also have this open letter, and we did send it to politicians in Germany and in Netherlands and Sweden and so on, and in Czech Republic. And we are now think about what we can do, what we could do more, and if it makes sense to organize this demonstration next year, or if it doesn't make sense. So this is what we are talking about now. Yeah.
I believe there was a protest in London today.
Oh, really?
Because, somebody sent me a message yesterday and said, could I make it? And I can't remember who it was that sent it to me. There we go.
Maybe it was from Paolo. What was his name? Paolo?
No, it was from a friend of mine called Nicola. Oh, there it is. Saturday the 19th of November. Oh, I can't share the screen.